Hey, how's it going, guys? It's Tired Aid, and in this video I'm going to be showing you how I make the trophy cabinets that are seen in my trophy hunting streams. The tools used within this video are all completely free and accessible to any Mac user. And you know what they say about Macs? If you can do it on Mac, you can do it on Windows. I'll be covering topics such as elements in OBS, minor photo editing skills, and the resources that I use in setting up my streams. So first we're going to start off by creating a folder. This is where the elements used to make the cabinet will be stored. Then we are going to open up Google and search up PSN profiles to find the images for the different trophies. Below the title of the game there's going to be a number denoting the number of trophies in the game, in this case 33. Take note of this number. Now we're going to create a Word file and make a table, the slots in our cabinet. I like to have a nice rectangular cabinet, so I'm going to have it be 5 by 7. For square cells, we then go and click on that corner, click Layout, set the height to a nice number, and then match the width. Now click Cell Margins and get rid of them. Okay, now we're going to go back to PSN Profiles. Now right-click the trophy image, save the image, and title it accordingly, and then save it in the folder that we created earlier. We are now going to do that for the rest of the trophies. Now we're going to go back to Word and take those trophy images we just saved and go down the line dragging them into the cells. Sick! So these photos have transparent backgrounds, which kind of counteracts that nice cabinet shape we were going for, so let's head back to PSN Profiles. I like the backgrounds they have for the trophies, so I'm going to take a screenshot of it. Now I'm going to open up that screenshot and place a square. Then I'm going to click on Shape Colors, Show Colors, and then click on that little pipette and click on the background. Open up the RGB slider and copy that hex color number. Now, go back to Word and click on the corner of the table. Now click Shading, More Colors, RGB sliders, and paste that hex code. Now let's save that Word file appropriately, always a good habit. Now we're going to make an icon to indicate the locked trophies. I'm going to go and take a lock from the game itself, since the aesthetic they are working off of is something from the game over a nice glossy reddish wood background. This image is optimal because the shot is head-on, but unfortunately that also means it has the crosshairs on it. Luckily we can fix that. Right-click and save that image, and title appropriately as always. Now go on Google and search up Adobe Photo Retouching Online. Retouch a photo, and now upload that lock image. Now just retouch a bit, removing those crosshairs while preserving the integrity of the lock. Once done, download that image and let's move it to our desktop. Now let's go and open up that lock image and delete the background so we have a PNG of just the lock. I did this by selecting square segments and using that fun magic wand tool. Now for the background. Let's go and take this image of the crane since it doesn't overlap with the border. So let's go and duplicate that image and have it on our desktop. Go back to Photoshop Express and retouch to remove the crane. Normally, we would download it, but it won't let us. No worries though, let's just go and take a screenshot of it. Awesome. Now, open up a PowerPoint file. We're going to be using this to superimpose the lock onto the background. Our goal is to center the lock onto the background and resize accordingly, so crop that lock so you can do that. The lock is pretty blurry while the objects and the rest of the trophies are pretty sharp, so we're going to adjust the sharpness to match. Now select both of the images, right-click, and group them. Click that group, right-click, save as image, and title accordingly. The images that we have in the trophy cabinet have dimensions of 112 by 112, so let's go and match that for the lock. Just give me a second to sort. Alright, cool, there we go. We're now going to remove the borders for the tables. So click that corner, Table Design, Border Caret, and No Border. Now click on that blank cell, Table Design, Shading Caret, and No Color, and do that again for the other blank cell. Congratulations, the trophy cabinet is now complete. So screenshot that, and open up that screenshot and crop it so that there isn't any white background. Now it's finally time to open OBS! So I have my scene for my The Evil Within trophy hunting stream, so I'm going to take that and duplicate it. This does not mean I know things that you don't, you will learn. Always remember to title accordingly. Now we're just going to lock everything in place. And I'm going to delete the cabinet for The Evil Within along with the locks. Right-click the elements and then remove. Now press that plus icon, add an image, and as always, title accordingly. Then click Browse and select the trophy cabinet we just made. Quick second here, I forgot to title accordingly. So once that is done, you just click it and you resize. With that done, let's move on to the latest achievements section. Hey, this is Tired Aid from the future, and I realize I have just made a terrible mistake. Do not be like me, and I will explain my errors shortly. So the latest achievement section uses a slideshow, and the dire mistake that I made was using the slideshow as a reference instead of a duplicate. This means that when I change the slideshow in this scene, it also changes the original slideshow, which is a big no-no. What I should have done is copied the slideshow in this scene and pasted a duplicate, then moved the slideshow so that it is on a lower layer. Now, remove the original slideshow from this scene, and now let's get back to the present. Now if we double click on the slideshow and then scroll down, it will show us all the images that are in the slideshow. We want to remove these images that are already in there, so we're going to select the first image while holding the shift bar and then select the last image. Then simply press backspace or that minus button to remove the images. Now hit that plus button and select the folder that we have for this project. Click on the first image in the file, hold shift, and then select the last image. Then just confirm and resize appropriately. Now we're going to be adding the locks to the trophy cabinet. Click that plus sign, select images, and title it corresponding to the locked trophy. Select the lock image, then confirm, and then resize so that it covers the locked trophy and nothing more. Now we're going to do that for the rest of the locked achievements. I really like the reddish wood aesthetic that they are working off of, so I'm going to try and imitate it for the current achievement section by finding a similar wood plank. Once found, we're going to right-click that, save as image, and title accordingly. Click that plus sign and add that wood plank as an image. Now resize, going for a width that stretches the length of the screen. Once that is done, right-click that image, select filters, and then select crop-pad. Now move the image so that it is on a lower layer. Go back to crop-pad and adjust until the image has a height of 200. Hey, this is Tired from the future again. I realized that there are some things between cuts that I forgot to explain, so here we go! So first off, you'll notice that the wood background is a darker color, and the way that I did that was by going into filters, then I clicked that plus sign and added a color correction filter. I then adjusted the gamma until I got the color that I have now. The second thing is flipping through the trophies in the image slideshow. And the way I did that is by clicking on settings, hotkeys, and then scrolling all the way down to image slideshow. For next slide, I put a period, and for previous slide, I put a comma. Now, back to the present again. So what I'm doing here is going into each of the images and increasing the dimensions to be 240 by 240, because it might help. I don't know, I don't really remember doing this. But with that done, we're going to open up the Google machine and bring up PSN profiles again. We're going to be using this to provide the descriptions for the trophies that we're currently going after. So what I did is I just took a text and copied and pasted a duplicate because of the formatting that I'm working off of. But for you guys, you're just going to be clicking on that plus sign and adding text. Now pull up PSN profiles and copy down the name of the trophy, as well as the description for it. And be sure to title accordingly as always. Now we're just going to go down the line doing that for the rest of the locked trophies. And let's lock everything into place. Now if you look at the latest achievements, you'll notice that it includes all of the achievements, and we have to fix that. So go into the folder where we have all of the trophies, and make a separate folder inside of that one that includes all of the locked trophies, as well as the one that was unlocked most recently. Now we're going to go back into the image slideshow and delete all of the images that we currently have in there. Let's now insert all the images that we have in the folder that we just made, and now just resize and reposition. And with one last check, we're done. If you have any questions, comments, or concerns, feel free to leave them in the comments section below, and I will be sure to answer them all. Also, I would really appreciate it if you would follow me at twitch.tv/tiredade or tune into one of my streams. Thanks so much for watching, and I will see you all soon. Bye for now.